Hey, this is Mark Woodruff at Woody Creative. I wanted to make a quick video to talk about the Bookly form and some of the things we need to consider since we're adding Waco and some other locations. So go in here and I'm going to add a Bookly booking form. Some things to consider. Most people are going to be either Lake Travis or Waco. So in this one, it's the Mark test and he only serves Waco. So I'm going to pre-select Waco, but it's probably ideal to go ahead and hide the field. It is ideal. There's no reason for them, it'll only show Waco. There's no reason for them to allow or consider that they can select anything else. If we don't hide the field, they can attempt to select Lake Travis and it will screw up anything else that appears in here. So Mark also only offers basketball. So at the very least, if you pick the default value as basketball, again, it's probably best to hide the field to avoid confusion and keep them from selecting anything else. The default value, if I recall, he doesn't offer, he does everything. You don't need to select anything for this, and you don't want to hide it either. It will go through, and this person does not do everything. He does everything but guard, basketball guard. So you can really kind of leave it blank. It will filter that out. I do think it's a good idea to go ahead and list the person as the default, pick the default person. So I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to hide it, but I'm going to hide everything else. And I'll show you the results that produces. I think this is going to be, so it's this first code. It'll be the first thing you see in the preview window here. So it's here. So it took out what could have been, here's the one I did not just do, but you can see the city or the location could appear first. Then you could have the sport. In this case, if you picked cheer, well, now that person went away. So I'll go back to basketball, and there's Mark. So here you see, this is the correct version. I didn't include basketball because this person only does basketball. So the only thing I let them do is choose if they wanted to pick a subset. You notice that guard does not show up. So it's already pre-filtering for guard. And I think, let's see, if I pick center, okay, so there's Mark. There's also Jennifer, but let's see if I pick defender. I want to see if any of these, no, okay. So I think that's the best way to set these up. And then we have to consider what we're going to do if you have this situation where you have somebody who does more than one sport. But here's an example. I think a lot of these need to be looked at because it's pulling in this location field. And each one of these people, we need to go back and update their Bookly code probably to remove this. We don't want anybody selecting Waco. So right now it's Roby. And so he's there. If I go and change this to Waco, he goes away. So obviously you can't do that. But if this is gone and if it's pre-selected for Roby, he's obviously track, and it looks like it's only going to, again, it's filtering correctly. So I think for the most part, we only want to show the refine your sport and the coach. And we want to pre-select the default for the city, Waco or Lake Travis, hide it. We want to pre-select the default for, the sport. What do we do here? No, you don't have to. Let's go look at it again. What do? We pre-selected the city, and then I think we pre-selected basketball, and then we hid both of those. So here you see basketball, but here we hid them. So the next thing we did was leave this blank and show it, and leave this as default and show it. So I hope that makes sense.